Welcome to The Book of Huey, featuring our host, Huey Booker. Huey has the dopest, funniest, most insightful conversations with his friends. And within all the shenanigans and jokes, there are frequent profound moments and lots of quotable gems. And yet the idea that other folks could benefit from, or at the very least, be highly amused by listening in on these convos. He created a safe, judgment-free space to discuss love, sex, life, dating, relationships, fuckery, and advice with raw honesty and humor. This is your announcer, Rebecca Lee, and welcome to The Book of Huey. So this is what had happened previously on The Book of Huey. In 2017, our host, Huey Booker, aka Huelito, aka El Grande Papi Chulito, aka Lil Big Daddy, the original faux Dominican, the king of unfuckwitability in all of his regal, debonair godliness. With his stunner shades, receding hairline, and struggle beard alike, took a risk and launched the Book of Huey podcast. Chapter 1, with all of its flair and raw bravado, provided us with just a teaser of what Huey has in store. It's 2018 now, y'all. We're back and eager to continue in Huey's great work of inviting you into his world of relevant but engaging conversations about what drives and motivates us in the realms of passion, intimacy, and desire. This is your announcer, Rebecca Lee. And now on to our host, Huey Booker, featuring guest host Shanta V.A. Chick King, host of What Would Shanta Do podcast.
Sorry, is this mic quality on my side better?
Say something again.
Something again.
Okay.
All right, word. Oh my God.
Yeah, as long as you don't move or tap stuff, because on your end that mic is very sensitive.
All right, dope. All right, so let me get in Julito mode, get my voice all low and slow, whatever.
Oh my God.
What, you not ready for this?
Come on, bring it.
All right. What up? This is your boy Huey Booker. We're back for season 2 of the Book of Huey podcast. I'm here with my girl Shanta King. Say what's up.
What up?
For those of you who don't know, I've been on a few of Shanta's episodes for her podcast. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
All right, it's your girl, VA Chick, the one and only, the original VA Chick. And I do have a podcast as well. My government name is Shanta. And, I'm just like Mr. Huey Booker here. I talk about bullshit, foolishness, fuckery, etc. And my podcast is called What Would Shanta Do? So sometimes I talk to myself, different topics, and sometimes I have guests on. But, at the end of the day, it's me just talking about what would I do in that situation.
What's up? Well, thank you for being here. Quick announcement. Sad to say it, but my girl Trixie decided to leave the show. She has
I liked her. She was pretty cool. What happened?
I love Trixie too. You know what? Honestly, Trixie is a really busy professional in her field. She does quite a bit of traveling and training, and she's just like all over the place in terms of the flying from Detroit and Pennsylvania. I think she's in California or Houston, and you know what? Her job is just very demanding. And even in her personal life, she has some really dope projects coming down the pipe. So I don't want to, spoil the fun, but I'm definitely her biggest fan, her biggest cheerleader. When she's closer to having some announcements, I definitely want her back on the show to promote all her good work. So, Trix, if you're listening, I love you. God bless you. And, thank you for all you've done on the show.
Well, I don't know if I can step into her shoes because she was doing the damn thing, but I'll try to make it fun.
Well, thank you, baby. So, yeah, like I said, this is episode 2, verse 1. Title of today's episode is What About Your Friends? But before we get into that, I do want to explain just a few things. We were on hiatus for a little bit around the holidays, and, things got kind of crazy. And actually, most recently, I was sick. Your boy was out the game for a while. I had the flu.
Trying to be grown.
No, it wasn't even like that. I had the flu that turned into viral bronchitis while we were on our ski trip, man.
Didn't I tell you every time I go on that ski trip, I get bronchitis coming back? And I told y'all to prepare yourselves, get your lungs right, get yourself together, and you didn't listen.
I thought you was just gonna have cooties, and I mean, I wasn't really doing
No,
nothing.
bruh. Bronchitis is real in these streets.
It really was. Like, I had to take a whole week off of work. I was pissed, man. I was not planning on using that time, but it is what it is. It's all good. I may just have to go back to the Winter Ski Fest with Tay Rock and them, just because I didn't even really get to enjoy myself. Like, the roommates you set me up with, we're gonna be friends for life. I got a crush on one of them, but that's another story.
Yes.
But yeah, like I really couldn't even get in my zone for real. Like, if it wasn't for y'all, I probably would have passed out the whole weekend. I was that tired.
Yo, bronchitis will hold you down. Last year, I did not go on Winter Ski Fest, but I still went to the mountains. We went to Blue Ridge Mountains. Your girl had bronchitis for almost a month. Didn't even know it for the first 2.5 weeks.
Damn.
So it's that mountain air. You got to get your lungs and your body prepared. So I was taking emergency. I was taking Advil, cold and flu, and I ain't even had nothing wrong with me. And I took some of it while I was on the trip. So I was not playing. It was cold. And a lot of people are still sick from that trip. That was what, 2 weeks ago? 2.5 weeks ago?
Straight up.
Yeah, people sick from the trip. They tripping.
See,
trying to be fast and naked.
They wasn't trying. They was damn sure fast. But I feel like somebody on my bus, though. Like, I'm not knocking my bus folks was cool people. I got a little number on the way back for this little chocolate thing from around your way. She was from Well, anyway, we ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, man, I feel like maybe somebody was sniffling or something. It was in the air, the atmosphere, but your boy was man down. But anyway, what's up with y'all in the A? Like, y'all been freaking out about this weather lately? I mean, I know it's been a little warm, but did y'all get some snow or something?
Jesus Christ. This weather is so freaking bipolar. You don't know if you need to wear shorts, if you need to wear a bubble coat or what. So we got back from the ski trip. Everything was cool. I took the extra day off, as most people should have. Whoever they didn't, got tripping. And then that next day, it was like snow, like boom. They said we was going to get a little bit of flurries here and there. Man, no. Everything shut down. The whole city shut down. Doctor's offices closed. Everything shut down. I'm like, the fuck is going on now? It wasn't as bad as the first snow that we got on January 8th, but still, everything shut down. I couldn't get no Uber Eats. I love my Uber Eats. I couldn't get nothing. So, yeah.
So, you mean to tell me a centimeter of snow shut your city down?
Man, they don't understand. They don't know how to drive down here. They get scared. After Snowmageddon a couple years ago, they take precautions now. Like, there were some schools that was out from pretty much the whole week. Yeah, some schools didn't. Yeah, they shut the schools down. They sent the kids home early the first day. They didn't go back to school until that following Monday. I'm like, word? That's what we doing?
So
but these kids go to school year round anyway.
Well, question of the century: Did Shanta have a snowball or no?
No. I mean, niggas ain't shit but hoes and tricks. No, but I'm saying, no, these dudes ain't ready for me. I mean, you know how my mouth is sometimes. I need to filter it, and I just don't. I'm straight up no chaser. So nobody has really been on my level. They come in, I reel them in, they weed themselves out. So lately, no one has been lasting more than a week, if that. Sometimes 48 hours, they out of here. I don't have time for the shenanigans.
I mean, you shouldn't have time for the shenanigans, honestly. And, like, your mouth is not even an issue. I mean, whoever's going to be for you is going to be for you. Like, I don't ever have a problem with your mouth, but I don't really come at you on no bullshit either. But a week? That's not even enough time to get the number saved, though.
I mean, and I'm starting to do that. Like, when people call, I normally go ahead and save it. I might snag one of their pictures off their profile so I can have a contact pic. I don't even do that no more. You got to call me consistent at least 48 hours before I'm starting to save number. Minimum.
I mean, I can't really be mad at that. So, okay, so homie's not even lasting a week or two. I mean, it sounds like they just kind of fucking up. But if you found somebody...
They lazy as fuck. That's what it is.
What you mean lazy, man?
I mean, come on now. Like, I don't have no problem diving in no inboxes. I don't have no problem approaching men. If I come at you first and foremost, that means I'm interested. That is the bait. I threw it. You got to reel it in. So after that, you need to do what you do as a man and pursue me. If you don't know how to, at the very least, call, return a call. I'm not really a texter, but I'll accept some text messages. But we're not about to get to know each other via text message. You better pick up that motherfucking phone or we're going to have motherfucking problems.
I agree with that. Now,
I mean, it's just that simple.
It is. Now let's flip it a little bit. Let's say you chopping it up with somebody, they make the cut, the 1 week threshold, but for whatever reason, like, they could be cool as a homie, somebody to go out with, you're not really feeling them like that, but he might be good for a homegirl of yours. Do you refer?
Sure. I love the referral system. Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
As a matter of fact, didn't you have an episode about this on your podcast this week?
Yes, we actually just recorded my episode on Tuesday. What Would Shanta Do? It comes on Castbox. You can download it or go to castbox.fm. And yeah, we pretty much talked about that same thing because I had posted in the singles group. If a dude curved me and I, kind of troll your friends list and I see a dude that I might be interested in, would you give your girl a referral? I mean, I know you don't know me, but we cool. I didn't take it personal that you curved me, but hell, refer a girl. I mean, everybody wants love in some way, shape, or form. So what was the problem with referring? And when I say they told me a new asshole on the post and on my podcast, it turned into a therapy session for me. I was like,
words? Are you serious?
Yo, it was crazy. I was like, okay, but you know what? I can dish it so I can take it too. So it was cool. I always got an answer for everything.
Well, I mean, what was their main issue? Because, I personally don't see anything wrong with it. Like you said, homie curved you. So, what's wrong with you hollering at the homie? I don't see a problem with that.
Well, some of the dudes that was like, no, I'm not going to refer you. Their thing was, if it don't work out, I don't want to be in the middle of it. Ain't nobody say hook us up and put us out on a date. I just say put in a good word for your girl. That's all I need you to do. All you have to do is be like, yo, this girl Shanta, she in the singles group with me. Yeah, she cool, peace, blah, blah, blah. And I'll take it from there.
You know what?
But they don't want to call it.
I wouldn't even have a problem setting you up on a date. I mean, like you said, it didn't work out between us. No hard feelings. If I feel like you and, one of the dudes in the crew might work out, I mean, we just chopped it up, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually a little bit more on the extreme side. Like, we could get to that in a minute, though. But I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't know why people would necessarily take issue with it. Like you said, just because I'm putting in a good word doesn't mean that I'm about to be the mediator anytime y'all got beef or anything like that. It's just an assist.
But some of the dudes was like, I'm not going to refer you. And most men won't refer you because they're going to be cock blocking. I said, damn, why we got all this hateration going on? Like, what is the purpose for dudes to be cock blocking? If you didn't want me, pass a bitch along. That's simple.
I agree. Now, on the flip side, if you have a homegirl in a similar situation, something's not really working out with somebody she's been, anywhere from talking, dating, fucking, it doesn't really matter. Well, it might matter to you, but for the context of my question, if it doesn't work out with your homegirl, whoever, you're interested in, or you become interested, do you ask for the referral or the assist?
So with girls, it's going to be a little bit different because there's levels to this shit. Okay. So if you just a chick that I'm cool with, hey, he fair game. If you ain't like him, hey, you're bad. But if this is the homie, like I have a circle of friends, it's 6 of us. We've known each other, some of us 30 years, in between that 20, 30 year mark. It is off limits if it's sex involved, if there's a relationship. Now, that's how they are. My thing is, if I just fucked the dude and all it was sex, no relationship, no feelings involved, it was hit it and quit it. And I'm like, oh yeah, he might be cool for my homegirl. I'm going to refer you. They may not do that. So with my circle of friends, I might have to ask, yo, is it cool if I holler at dude? I know, y'all didn't work out or whatever the case may be. It was just sex. So for me, out of respect for my friends, I would ask first. But if it's just a chick that I'm just cool with, like, yeah, I met her on the ski trip. We cool. She VA chick. I ain't asking shit. I'm going for the gusto. I'm a predator. That's just what I do.
Gosh.
Because I mean, if I'm looking at him, you best believe it. All these other bitches looking at him too. And you better get to him before I do, because once I get to him, he's not even going to be thinking about you.
Well, you obviously don't have an issue shooting your shot, but have you ever
at all?
Have you run into issues with your girls though? Like, so you've asked a question, you framed it correctly, respectfully. Have you received any pushback from these women?
There was one most of the times I like kind of different types of dudes. So for the most part, the guys that I like today may not be the guys that my friends like. But kind of back in the day, let's go back to the 90s. I was a cheerleader. There was a star football player. He was trying to holler, but I was an underclassman. So I'm thinking, he's trying to play me. You know how that scenario goes, upperclassmen, just want the underclassmen just for sex. I was like, yeah, no. In addition to that, I was dating his homeboy. He knew it. So I'm just thinking he's trying to play me. Fast forward to the early 2000s, linked up with him again and one of my homegirls. We back home, after high school, college or whatever, we going to the movies. Dude told me that in high school, he was really interested in me and he really wanted to talk to me. The nigga still looked as good as he did in high school. One problem, I had already known that my girl had sex with him, so he was off limits. But that was because it was my girl, that was the homie, that's my circle of friends, that's my clique, that's my ride or die. But if it was just some random, just some, an associate, as we like to call him today, right. Oh, he probably would have got it in the movie theater bathroom.
Why not the movie theater?
I mean, just not a lot of room in between them seats. But in the bathroom stall or on the counter, it's a lot more space.
I'm gonna save my follow-up questions about all that there for another episode. But I like that in you, though. I like that exhibitionist spirit. So now I'm about to use this example. I don't really fuck with the example, but it's to frame the question the way I want. So I've heard before that, like, on New Year's, your body count resets, or every 7 years, like your credit score, bodies fall off. I don't believe in body counts. I don't think that shit matters to me at all. Like, it really doesn't. People think I lie. I don't give a fuck. But is there ever a point, like you said, you've had your girlfriends for like 30 years. Is there ever a point where, dudes you might be interested in that she messed with sexually, is there ever a time period where when they stop messing around that is permissible in your circle, in your culture of girlfriends, to where it's like somebody can be free game again?
I don't think so. I mean, I can't say that it won't happen. It's never happened to me. I can say that. It's never happened to me. Not to say that it won't, but if I was to ever get in that situation, it's definitely going to have to be a conversation between me and my girl. Because to me, this time period that has passed clearly is not the first time, in most cases, that I was eyeballing that dude. I probably eyeballed him when we all first met him, or when she first met him, or whatever. So if he comes back around, in rotation, then I might be like, well, damn, that was 15 years ago. They had a little thing. It wasn't that serious. I'm like, yo, Keisha, for real. Like, how would you feel if I talked to homie? And she'd be like, girl, whatever. That was high school. Boom, I'm in there. In there like swimwear. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you miss your blessings sometimes when you just assume. And yes, we do have, that girl code between us. But if I really feel that connection, if I feel it in my heart and my aura is just pulling me towards that dude, then I'm going to have a conversation with my homegirl. But again, if it's just associates, people that I ain't no ride or die, shit, please.
That's interesting. Like, well, before I get to my next point, so, and again, this is, no judgment on anybody and what they do sexually. I don't have an issue with body counts, or, if you want to fuck. It's not really my issue or my fight. But what do you do if you have somebody in your crew who is just more sexually active than everyone else, right? Like, she's just, not to say she gets around because that has a negative connotation. If somebody in your crew smashed the dude of interest, they're off limits. But you got a homegirl who is just like dating quite a bit of people. You know what I'm saying? So how do you handle that situation? Do you, when you had this conversation, do you say like, hey, homie, like, I know you got this little pack that, we can't mess with somebody who smashed them, but you just smashed like everybody twice. Like, how do you handle that? Or does that not come up?
You know what? I mean, everybody gonna have their rotation, okay?
True.
So It hasn't come up. You know, I'm the crazy person in my bunch. I'm the wild one. I'm that person that you're probably referring to in my clique. And not to say that my friends are prudes or anything because they dope as hell, but they're just a little bit more conservative than I am. So, you know, they might come at me and be like, yo, you need to slow your fast ass down. But I'm grown as fuck, okay? I got 2 motherfucking houses, okay? So I'll do what I want to do. Now, if I was 19, 20, I might be, okay, I don't want nobody to label me as a hoe, whatever. But right now, I don't care. I mean, if we got to go around a couple times, then that's just what we got to do. So, I mean, it just really depends. Like, I've gotten to the point where I'm really nonchalant about a lot of shit because I've been through so much. And I'm just like, YOLO, it is what it is. When I get to heaven, I'm going to have a lot of shit to talk about. We're going to be cracking up there. So it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to be different in that situation. People are going to be a little bit more conservative, a little bit more to themselves. You know, don't want people to know they business. I don't give a fuck. I'm grown. If I want that dick, I want that dick. That's simple.
See, I respect that in you a lot, because my view is a little different than a lot of people I know. Like, I got some friends who say, "Oh yeah, you know, if you dated, whatever, as long as you haven't had sex, I don't really care." Whoop-de-whoop. I mean, for me, honestly, and again, people think a lot about this because I guess a lot of men have these insecurities, and territorial issues. But any woman that I mess with, whether we held hands in the park and talked on the phone to had shit, raw, unprotected sex on a regular, whatever. If she's in my past and we not together no more, I don't give a damn what she do or who she do it with, frankly, because she's in my past, right? Like, if I claim to be over it, if I claim to be done with it, and I mean, she's a free damn woman. I don't have no claims on her time, her energy, her body, her money. Definitely not her sex, and I damn sure don't have it on my homies. I feel like they should do whatever they want to do.
What if this was somebody that you were like, okay, this is this wifey right here, and you actually proposed?
Like my ex-fiance?
Uh-huh. So you still gonna feel that way with the ex-fiance?
Listen, if one of my homies, because if he's the homie, he knows, you know, in detail what happened, how I felt or whatever. If he's like, you know, hey, man to man, this is what I want to do. I'm grown. I know what hell happened, but this is something I still want to do. If he's the homie, somebody close to me, I'm going to trust him and his perspective. Again, she's a free woman. She can do whatever she wants to do. I will wish them the best. Because it's over.
Sweet.
You know, one thing about that situation that taught me a lot about who I am and what I think about sex and relationships, it really comes from that engagement that ended and, you know, the few relapses she and I had, is when shit's over, man, it got to be over all the way. Now, if I feel like if I've still got, you know, issues or questions or comments, or I'm putting boundary lines on her and my friend circle, I'm not really over it. Then I probably need to reassess the situation, go to therapy, talk to her, try again. But if I claim to be over it and got some closure, man, they can do what the fuck they want to do. Because not for nothing, I don't even really do locker room talk to begin with. So, like, people know I date. They don't really know who I date. I don't give a shit. But the women that I date, they prefer to be anonymous. But if they want to be out there on the scene and they don't give a shit, I don't care. But yeah, when it's over, it's just over. I wish her the best. Fucking best. I wish her the best. Like, right now, she's listening. I wish you the best sex with whoever. Best relationships. I mean, if I loved you at one point in time, that love is still there. So, we didn't work out, but I mean, with anybody that I done dealt with, I'm all about positivity, man. If some shit didn't work out between us, I've learned, hopefully, what I needed to learn. I hope you did too, and let that be the end of it.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's gonna for me, it's gonna depend on the guy. There's one guy, and this was my last long-term relationship, that I thought it was fate that we, you know, reconnected because we had knew each other over a 6-year period, and we kept crossing paths, you know, throughout that 6 years. And then we happened to just link up on a dating site. And, you know, I sent him a little flirt message, not knowing it was him. He knew right off the rip who I was. He was like, "Hey, Shanta." I'm like, "Who the fuck is this? I don't know this dude. How you know my name?" So, you know, fast forward, we living together 2 years. We talking about marriage, all this other stuff. And then some underlying issues in his past came up, which caused our path to take a stop. And I had to let that go. That is the only guy that if any one of my homegirls come to me and be like, "Yo, it's been about 5-6 years for y'all. You know, I mean, I could be dating someone else. I will look if you book, okay? I will be ready to fight their ass because they know the love that I had for that man and what, you know, where I wanted that relationship to go. Now, my other exes, even my ex-husband, take his ass. I don't give a fuck. But that one dude, nah, he's off limits forever in my Cardi B voice.
Hey, you know what though?
Okay?
I can understand that. Now I ain't gonna lie. When most of the time I hear like, "Oh, we used to talk, we used to text, we went on a date, we fucked, they off limits." That type of shit I think is corny to me. But with what you just said, like I get it. Like there's some, you know, deep seated lingering issues there. Like that was a very deep experience for you. Like you said, more so than even your marriage and your ex husband. So I feel like if that's
Right.
the truth you got and your homegirls know it, out of love and respect for you, like, is that dick really worth it? Is that relationship really worth it? I mean, it better have to be in order to risk the friendship that y'all done built for 30 years. I could respect that too.
Yeah.
Otherwise, on a whim, just some wings and shit. Nah.
I mean, because me and that dude, we've been broken up for almost 3 years. Come May, we just now started to get back on a friendship level. And I thought I had an epiphany. I caught a psychic and everything. Don't judge me. But yeah,
I was about to
I'm
laugh, but I
thinking
won't do it.
yo, psychics is the truth. Don't sleep on psychics now. They be knowing some shit. I don't know how, but they be knowing it. But anyway, but yeah, you know, I'm trying to talk about, you know, is this where I need to be? And I'm thinking, okay, that is the love of my life. I need to try to get this man back. He had a girlfriend. I ain't give a fuck. She won't local. I am. I can get to you before she can get to you. And I told him, I was like, yo, I want you and it's more than just sex. He was like, I got a girlfriend. I want to see where it goes, blah, blah. I said, oh, okay, cool.
But let me ask you this. If you had one concluding thought when it comes to this whole what about your friends topic and, you know, if something ends or if someone gets curved and, you know, the whole referral system, what would your concluding thought be for all those listening?
I mean, if I had to sum it up, it's not that serious, people. It's really not that serious. If you've ever been in love before, because some people haven't, but if you've ever been in love before, that feeling is such a great feeling. You know, it gives you tingles. And if you ain't no hater and you want people to have that same feeling at the very least once in their life, refer a friend. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even have to, like you said, go as far as setting them up on a date. Just put in a good word. Yo, I know her. She good keep. She work hard. You know, if she got kids, she take care of kids. I mean, whatever. So just give a little plug. That's all you're doing. Give them the plug and they can turn on the light and do what they need to do. It's not hard. You know, it should not be, oh, I don't want to be in the middle of this. If it don't work out, blah, blah, blah. Hell, the dude might curve the chick might curve the dude from first, you know, meeting. Who knows? But it's nothing for you to say, hey, you know what? I think someone that I know might be a good fit for you, even though, you know, you're not really my type, but my homeboy is looking for somebody like you, or my homegirl might like you. Whatever. It's not a big deal. You ain't taking them to the damn altar. It's just a fucking conversation. Stop tripping.
I respect that. For myself, I would say for chapter 2, verse 1, I would just say free game is free game. You can't make claims of what you don't want to keep. If somebody's in your past, let them stay there. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, again, speaking for myself, my ex-fiance, love of my life, got a lot of love for her even to this day, even though shit went really left. And I know you and other of my close friends do not like her ass.
Oh, wait a minute. That one?
How many ex-fiancés you think a nigga got?
Well, I didn't know if that was the one. Like, you know,
that was the one. But
if I would have known that right then and there, it would have been a situation. But I'm glad you didn't tell me because, you know, I could get a little ratchet.
It's cool. It's cool. I'm glad you was nice when you saw her at the ski trip, but that's another story for another day. But again,
that was nice. Okay.
But yeah, people, you can't make claims on what you don't want to keep. So like if something's in your past and you've moved on, like you say, you got the closure you claim you got, let that shit go. You should want to see somebody happy because they did you a favor by doing you wrong. They did you a favor by stepping out your life. You know, you did yourself a favor by leaving them where you left them, because if they weren't for you, hopefully you learn what you need to learn so that you can be the person you are today and not make the same mistakes. Unless you want to go back. Unless you're saying, like, this is the person that got away. I'm not ruining this chance again. Otherwise, man, let that person go flourish. Let them go be happy. Let them go be a better man and woman for somebody else. Because you don't, if they hurt you the way that you say that they did, why would you want that for somebody else? Let that person go and build off the mistakes that they made with you, or the things that they failed on, or the things that you failed on, and let them go live and be happy, man. Stop the cycle.
You better preach, boy. I'm waving my prayer cloth right now.
Send them ties in, though. Brother got bills and shit.
Look, I got 2 mortgages. What you doing?
Hey, I'm trying to. Hey, listen, we're gonna talk about that offline. Hey, but for real, Shanta, I appreciate you, baby. Thank you for being on the show. We're gonna have you back on again. I really appreciate you for again being on my inaugural episode for season 2 in this bitch. So, thank you, baby. Yeah, that's right.
Y'all better listen.
Oh yeah, I didn't do my plug. For everybody who tuned in today, I know, man, being sick it threw me off. You can follow us again at the Book of Huey at WordPress, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Ask FM. Be sure to tune in next week. I'm gonna have a good show for you all. And in the meantime, engage with us on social media and stay tuned. Have a good week, everybody.
Peace.
On behalf of the Book of Huey podcast, thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next week. This is your announcer, Rebecca Lee, signing off. And remember, folks, it's not that serious, people. If something with someone doesn't work out, refer them to your friend who they might just get it poppin' with. Don't stand in the way of your friend's potential for love. It's nothing for you to put in a good word and let them do what it do after the assist. Free game is free game. You can't make claims on what you don't want to keep. And if this triggers you, don't be a hater all your life, boo. Just kidding. I mean, but for real though, don't y'all. No shade.